The most obvious thing and the most invisible thing, guess what it is? The present. That's the paradox of divine. That's all which is happening, and yet that's what we do not see. That's why people who get enlightened, they either die laughing, or Guru has to help them to stop laughing so they don't die, or some just get stunned because what they've been seeking, it's always here, within you, around you, all the time. So that is what the Shakti aspect is, because what is visible is Shakti. And then you say, where is Shiva? Shiva is Shakti. Shiva has become a movement and become available. Toughest aspect is we have a very specialized idea about what divine is, a specific experience. But what shocks you finally is that's the only experience you ever had, only of divine. You never had experience of your body, your relatives, your thoughts. You were always experiencing the Shakti, the Shiva, always and always. This is what triggers devotion into your heart. You start to look at this life with a new eye. Then filth and clean, dirty, ugly, and beautiful all become one energy for you. That's what it means, aghor. Aghor means non-extremist. There is tradition in India where they eat shit and all that because psychologically you shouldn't feel this revulsion because it is the same essential, same energy all over. But that is a bit extreme. You don't necessarily have to go through. Most difficult is psychological judgment about things. And once you have a judgment of pleasant, unpleasant, your choices arise. You start to say, I want this, I don't want this. Hence starts a division within you and outside you. Something is sacred, something is not sacred. And it takes a long time to kind of come to this relaxation that you're always in its presence. It's always that one appearing as Om. Everything is that. In traditional way, once you realize this, game over. But in devotional ways, that's where the game begins. If that one really likes you, you will not be allowed to get liberated because it needs audience who appreciate. Ramakrishna used to say that I feel like an ant at the bottom of a sugar hill. It's a huge sugar mountain, I am an ant chewing the sugar. It goes on and on and on. Usually when people do chanting or practices, they do it as a tool for certain result later on. But what I am teaching is, when you just chant Ganesh mantra or Durga mantra, you are addressing to your very sound, to your very body. So you are not creating a distance. You start to circulate in the present. When you sing Ram, 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 you are, the very sound is Ram, 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 Ram. Understand what does that mean? It means devotion is a reward in itself. So for such people, there is no enlightenment or samsara. Why I do this work, whatever I am doing, I'm not doing it by choice, but well, this is how it turned out to be. But very interesting thing, I realized that on your own, alone, you never get to feel it. But when there are people listening, something becomes present. And that is my suffering and ecstasy. When I'm sharing, it starts to become clear. But when I'm alone, it's zero. There's nothing. Mind freaks out. Have I lost it? But as soon as you start to share, it's there again. So in one moment, I'll be vibrating with the cosmos. Other moment, I'll feel the shittiest of human beings. Till you are not willing to live that, you cannot really digest life. It is saying, I am both. Can you see the ordinariness of the divinity and the amazingness of your shittiness? You know, Shiva is dancing and he's standing on a Basmasur, some demon. It cannot be killed. Why it cannot be killed? Even Shiva cannot kill it. Its definition is epilepsy, means you forget everything. In that forgetting, when you realize again, that's the game. You forget, then you discover again. You forget, then you discover again. That's how play can go on. But people want a permanent realization. Permanent realization is also possible, but then game over. That's why people who go deep into meditation, they realize nothing else exists, just Om, they cannot come back. Where they are going to come back? Because there is nothing going on. You are spread everywhere. So which body you are going back to? Because your body is the cosmos. But the play happens between object and subject. When Arjuna asked Krishna that what you prefer, a yogi or a devotee, he said, I like a devotee relation because you become two and you experience the divinity from the angle of a devotee. But when you say, I am the divine, game over. Understand? But there are some crazy freaks also who can feel I am the divine as well as they can be devotee. This is where the mystery is. There are essentially three paths which are talked about, but there is a fourth which very famous Rishi has mentioned. One path is, it's all me, path of self. That's what Raman Maharishi was talking. Or other path is a path of bhakti, it's all you. You forget yourself. In the first path, you forget the world, it's only you. And in the second path, it's only me, myself. Each experience is you, or each experience is that. Then third is Buddha, nothingness. No experience, something, but no experience. Then the mysterious thing is, fourth is pure satta, pure existence. It is all these three experiences together. Okay, this is going a bit too high funda for you guys, but point is that we choose either or. We never choose all. In that all, you are a devotee also, you are the divine also. You are empty also, you are full also. So the point in that is, why I am mentioning all this is that in the beginning you will start with any path, you choose a specific path to get out of the room. But once you are out of the room, there is a whole landscape. That's what Krishna says from the angle of a yogi has a very limited experience of divine, because he raises his energy, experiences certain nirvikalp samadhi and disappears. But a devotee doesn't choose liberation. He doesn't choose the world. He wants to experience. And devotee gets to see the forms of divine. That's why you will see Ramakrishna Paramhans is the only person who could explain bhakti, who could explain yoga, who could explain every kind of path, Islam, Christianity, because he experienced all of them as a form of the divine. To explain something, a certain distance is needed, but that distance can tend to become an arrogance also. I know. But there is a humble distance also, where you are full of reverence for life. As I understand, divine doesn't want you to get liberated. You know what I'm saying? It's divine who has become your form. Why it has become your form? To enjoy its own forms. And we are not enjoying the forms. We are trying to either grab them or get rid of them. So, deepest aspect of spirituality is not choosing any experiences but enjoying each experience, because this is your cosmos only. You are this cosmos. You have taken this form to expand that specific creativity which you have become and to expand it. But what the sin is happening, other people take over that creativity, adjust it into a society, into a system, into a thought. Then you start to do that with yourself. You start to take this energy and start to look for your utility, what path you belong to, and all that, and you start to push it into certain track. But when you don't push it into a certain track, like I give this example that, let's say divine has one body. Some people who follow the Shakti path, energy path, they grab its legs. Some people who like the Vishnu path, they grab its arms. Some people who like Tantra path, they grab its genitals. Some people who like the Shiva path, they grab its forehead. But nobody wants to see the whole thing. That is a good relationship, isn't it? That yoga, tantra, devotion, Buddha, all are your forms. Beautiful. Why I should make a choice? How would you feel that somebody say to you, okay, you are in love with my left hand or right hand, with my right leg or left leg? That will be very awkward, isn't it? So same is our relation with life, and this is where the evolution is bringing us today. Till now, humanity has discovered many paths. Hindus are saying our religion will be established. Islamists are saying our way will be the way. Christians are saying our way will be there. Evolution doesn't work like that. Nothing goes wasted. All will culminate into future human beings. All what Buddha has said, all what Upanishad has said, their essence, that will be the new culture. That will be the golden time, where you are seeing this divinity. Let's say like this, that light is one, but it has 7 colors. You're choosing colors. If you choose light, you end up choosing all the colors. So devotion is about choosing the light, not any specific color. Not just the body, not just the soul, not just the heart, not just the yellow or green. You say all colors. I love it. But only thing is, you should be willing to taste the bitter as its taste, not only sweet. Because that gives you a certain groundedness and rawness. They say if you really meet an enlightened person, you will never recognize him. He will be as simple as the present moment. No charisma, no drama. But if you look carefully, it's almost not there, but everywhere. If somebody is shining, radiating an aura, Taoism says that that person is still some arrogance is there. Oh, so charismatic. There is still a leakage. When real understanding happens, no charisma, no aura, you are at ease with everything. They will pass you by. Maybe many enlightened people passed by you and you didn't even notice. You know, there are methods in Sufism how to hide in front of people. You know why people notice you? Because your inferiority ego is radiating an intention, look at me. Why do you think you look in the mirror? For yourself? No, for others. So in the morning, you create an intention, look at me. When I was doing some practices in in the beginning, I used to get very pissed off. I will go to any chai shop. That guy will forget my order. It happened so many times. I said, what the fuck is going on? I tell the chai guy, bhaiya ek chai, one chai for me, and I will sit down, and after half an hour, still not chai. I say, oh, Babaji, I forgot. Then I notice that everybody comes to him, is so loud, they override him, he has to give them the chai. But I am so like one chai, no pushing, no pulling. He forgets. Understand what I'm saying? One of the deepest quality which Zen talks about is the simplicity. One of the paths which is something like bhakti is called the spontaneous yoga. You don't push anything. You relax with how you are feeling, whatsoever you are feeling. You don't resist. You feel it and relax with it. This is how my Sufi guru realized. The path is trust and patience. Patience, not you're waiting for something, means relaxation. In relaxation, you plug into it. In rushing, you unplug yourself and start to seek where is the electricity.
Shri Ram